Welcome back to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. This is episode number 40. Today is July 7th, 2020. Hope you're doing well out there. I went to the comic book store today and I got a lot of stuff, and I'll be reviewing these coming up. I just want to go through them real quick. Batman 94, which I believe is a one-shot. The Monster Men, Heart of Wrath, Part 1 of 3. This is American Mythologies, part of the Edgar Rice Burroughs universe. And I believe it is a Zorro story. The art looked really good in here, so I went ahead and picked it up. I'll be reviewing that. Had some good things to say about American mythology in the past. We've done a couple reviews. I've really liked them. Here's one from Antarctic Press. Lee at the 2011 Comics told me this was the last one he had on the rack, and so I got this one, picked it up. It's actually a double feature, as they're saying, mature content, and the other, you flip it over to read the other one, and I really like the art in here. This was the big draw to me, so I'm very interested in reading this. Offworld #1. Double issue, and I think it's two separate stories. The authors are different and the artists are different, but the art looks fantastic. So looking forward to this a lot. And this was all of these were only $3.99. Now the one we're going to do today is DCeased, Dead Planet #1. Now this is out from DC, of course, and it is what I understand, it's the third arc. The first one being DCeased, second one being DCeased Unkillables, which was a 3-issue arc that I reviewed in full on this channel. So go back and check those out. I actually did four episodes on it because I was not happy with the ending of it, as much as everybody else seemed to be. I thought it was a lazy ending, very lazy writing, but after being so great in the first 2 issues. But this one is 1 of 7, and my friend Lee at the comic book store 2011 Comics in Flower Mound said that originally he was told that this was just be 1 of 6, but they got it up to 1 of 7 now. So I don't know what's going on with that, if Jeff Johns got a hold of it, and he's a little verbose on making these huge issues. And it's my own issue with Jeff Johns, though. And the tagline on this is, "The war for Earth is just beginning." Okay, so this is another Tom Taylor written comic. He has a different artist this time, and this guy's really good. The cover is done by somebody different here, and we see John Kent. It looks like Swamp Thing. I haven't seen him yet in the comic. He's not in the comic as yet. Batman, but it's actually Damian Wayne playing Batman. I'm thinking that's Commissioner Gordon. I'm not sure because he wasn't in the comic this time. And then I'm not sure which Wonder Woman that is, but it's not, obviously it's not Diana. But anyway, it starts off right away just kind of thinking back what happened on the old Earth. They have since gone to a different Earth, which they call Earth 2. And these are the people that did not make it. But it starts out at the Oblivion Bar, and Constantine, and this is the only place he shows up, and he's just reminiscing with ghosts at this time. It's kind of a spiritual portion of it. Well, I like the art here. It was very dark at the beginning, but it lightens up a bit, which I like. I don't really care for this dark scheme all the way through. And then it's determined that Cyborg is still active, even though he has been beheaded. His head is sending out a signal, and 5 years later, Earth 2 picks up this signal, and this is where the remainder of the superheroes had escaped to at one point. They've got kind of a quick sidebar story of the Earth 2 being attacked by aliens that also live in the same solar system, and they kind of put it down. I guess they make a truce. It's not really clear exactly what happens, but it's just a kind of a different cast. I think Oliver Queen is the only original Justice League member that has made it out alive, and he's with Dinah Lance, who's Black Canary, but she is now a Green Lantern in this. So there's Batman, Damian Wayne, fighting some of these aliens. The aliens are purple in this. And it's kind of funny because, oh, look at this. Here's your COVID. Your COVID warning, maintain social distancing. Very, very cute. But this only applies if you're heterosexual, because apparently if you're gay, then you can just get it right in each other's faces, because you brought me the ocean, which is a YA novel in here. They actually advertised 3 YA novels in this book. So that seems to be a big push. 2 of them are a bit woke. The other one I don't think it is. The other one actually looks kind of interesting. It's a Dick Grayson story before he was Robin. And it looks like a love story, a teenage love story. So it's a heterosexual story, while these other ones, it's questionable what's going to go happening on them. So anyway, Superman, who is John Kent, actually meets up with the king of the aliens, and I guess they make some kind of truce. But it's kind of funny because Batman kind of acts a little bit like the original Superman, and vice versa. Superman kind of acts the original like Batman more now. And I think maybe because of the uncles, they're kind of unofficial uncles, and they took care of each other, in sons. And I think a little of that rubbed off, because Batman, instead of being serious and glum, he's pretty kind of a little bit of a joke cracker. Lois Lane is the president of Earth 2. And so there's a little bit of a twist there. She's also looking very good for being a mother of, I don't know how old she is, probably like 50. She still looks great. The art in here looks really pretty good, and the coloring is great too. The lettering was nice. The dialogue is very, very good. And Tom Traylor did that on the last arc, even though I was not happy with the 3rd issue. But anyway, they've realized they've picked up this signal from Cyborg. They decide to go back. Oliver Queen doesn't really want to go back, but since everybody else is going, he's a one for all for one type guy. He's going to go, even though he is the oldest of them all, and he is human, like Damian Wayne. So they're not all soups. He is a human, and his wife now is Black Canary, which is now a Green Lantern. So it's a little confusing on that. That must have happened in the Unkillables, or not Unkillables, the DCeased original arc, which I did not read. So I'm not up to date on that, or it might have happened before that. But we move along, and to help make Ollie a little bit more powerful, Black Canary gives him the sword, and they have this nice little banter that goes back and forth. The dialogue is less woke than you would think it was. I mean, there's I think Lois Lane says something really nice to Superman here. He tells her he's not comfortable having her call him Superman, and then she tells him, then stop earning it, because of all the good deeds he's doing. Obviously, he is Superman. So I thought that was kind of a nice little, compared to some of the other things we've been seeing written about men, I thought that was a nice thing to say. And the same thing goes on with the Black Canary here with Green Arrow. It's more of a less man-bashing, and just they shows love between the two. So I like that. Okay, fast forward. He is the creation. He is Okay, this is obviously a Flash novel coming out. So they head back to Earth, and they come to the perimeter that's being guarded by the Green Lanterns, and suddenly, well, not suddenly. First they see Superman there, the original Superman, who is trying to eat the sun. And apparently he's making the sun grow colder in the meantime. But suddenly something's coming up from Earth, and it turns out to be, as we go through here, the Green Lantern's having its 80th. with the usual Jeff Johns and Tamika and Tomasi and Vendetti and O'Neill and McDuffie and Mars and Tinian and Bunn, Colin Bunn, which we've reviewed many of those artists on this story in this series. Excuse me. Okay, Crypto is who came up from Earth, and Crypto is fine, so they're all happy about that. That's a nice little reunion. They go down to Earth, and here's where things start getting a little bit more crazy. It's almost like, well, from Unkillables, it was Wonder Woman was kind of the big heavy in the last couple of issues. She was the one that they were really worried about, and it's almost kind of they don't think about her. And so what ends up happening is they can kind of sense that the undead is not too far away, but they think they have about 10 minutes, and they're not accounting for Wonder Woman, who suddenly appears and gives a proximity alert down there to Dinah. So they spring into action, but it's too late. Wonder Woman has gone right through their spaceship that has brought them to the Earth. It's crashing. Superman saves them, but unfortunately... Oh, here we go. Sorry, I know you can do it. I'll come back to this, but unfortunately, Wonder Woman has gotten a hold of Oliver Queen, to the horror of Dinah, Lance Queen. So just going to step back real quick. I just want to touch on this. Batman versus Joker. This is Time is for War. This is coming up. James Tynion. It's going to be issues Batman 95 through 100. I got Batman 94 over here that I'll be doing. So I think Batman 94 is just a one-shot. And then it goes into this. I don't know if I'll do this one. I might do it or not. I haven't decided yet. And here's another one of the young adult novels I was talking about. This is the Dick Grayson one. And you can see it's like a little love story. Maybe when he was like 13, 14 years old. I'm not sure. But it's a must-read for fans of the blossoming hero. Kirkus Reviews. I think they do it for the libraries. I'm not mistaken. So anyway, let's go back to our story now in progress. And Oliver Queen's getting taken down. Dinah is just freaking out. She uses her scream, which it incapacitates Wonder Woman for a little bit. And here's another YA. It's Wonder Woman this time. Tempest Tossed. So goes right into another YA. There's a lot of YA advertising in this. So then we get this full page spread where Green Lantern, Dinah, uses her big hand to incapacitate Wonder Woman some more, and Superman's coming on the scene, and Dinah's got her sword back, and she puts it right through Superman, who's trying to block her, and Wonder Woman, because Superman has found out there is a cure. So hopefully we get a little bit of it's not all lost. Maybe we haven't lost everybody. This is to be continued, obviously. Now, this looks really interesting to me. I think I'm going to go ahead and order it just in case they have a picture of Joker's genitals and I don't get a chance to look at it first. And it goes up to $100 right off the bat. I'm going to go ahead and order this from the store. It is a black label. A real-life profiler examines pop culture's most sinister killer, Joker and Harley. So I don't know if this is supposed to be Harley or they're going to have another profiler do Joker and Harley. But if this is the art in it, the art looks really good. A story by Cami Garcia and Edward Kurz, and arts by David Mack and Jason Badwauer. So, as far as this comic goes, DCeased. Oh, sorry, as everything falls off. The artist table, DCeased Dead Planet. I'm going to get the next issue. I'm going to go ahead and check it out. I do like the way Tom Taylor writes. I'm just hoping he holds it together because I really think he blew the ending to Unkillables. I was really disappointed with the Act of God type ending where Just happens something was right there at that exact moment and the exact time, and it had been arranged and all this. It just seemed too far-fetched. I'm hoping this has a better conclusion if I do go all the way to issue 7. So that's it. This is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe. Please leave comments, good or bad, and please like it if you liked it too. I appreciate your patronage, and we'll see you next time on one of the other 3 that I bought this week. Take care.